There comes a moment in every human life when the difference between living with purpose and living by chance becomes brutally clear. Most people wait for motivation, as if it were some divine spark that descends randomly, igniting energy and clarity to act. They sit and wait, thinking that one day they will feel ready, one day they will feel strong, one day they will feel inspired enough to move forward. But the truth, raw and undeniable, is this: motivation is fragile, temporary, and unreliable. Discipline is eternal, unshakable, and the foundation of greatness. Motivation is like the wind. It comes and goes, unpredictable, changing direction without warning. It feels good while it lasts, but it never stays. Discipline, on the other hand, is like the rock. It doesn't ask you how you feel. It doesn't care about the weather. It doesn't vanish when life becomes heavy. Discipline is the structure you build when your emotions collapse. It is the decision to rise, not because you feel like it, but because you said you would. Think about the mornings when the alarm clock screams and everything inside you begs for more sleep. Motivation is silent in those moments, but discipline whispers, "Get up, you promised yourself." Think about the days when your body aches, your mind is foggy, and the weight of the world crushes your chest. Motivation disappears like smoke, but discipline says, "Push, even if it's slow, even if it hurts, move." This is why those who build their lives on discipline surpass those who rely on motivation. Talent without discipline fades, energy without structure burns out, passion without consistency dies. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, and it is paved with choices that often feel painful, boring, and heavy. But here is the paradox. The pain of discipline will always be lighter than the pain of regret. The sweat of daily effort will always weigh less than the chains of what you could have been but chose not to become. Think of the strongest, most resilient people in history. They were not carried by motivation every single day. Do you think warriors felt motivated to train every morning? Do you think builders of empires woke up inspired every time? Do you believe saints, prophets, or visionaries relied on mere feelings to endure suffering, persecution, and pain? No. What sustained them was a higher principle: discipline tied to purpose. Even in Scripture, we see the evidence of this truth. In Hebrews 12:11, it is written, "No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it." Discipline is not designed to feel good in the moment. It is designed to shape your destiny, to sharpen your soul, and to prepare you for the battles ahead. And this is why you must stop waiting. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect day, the perfect hour, the perfect feeling. Life is not waiting for you. Your dreams are not waiting. Your calling is not waiting. The only thing that can carry you forward consistently is discipline, the daily act of doing what must be done, regardless of how you feel. Let me ask you, how many times have you delayed your future because you didn't feel ready? How many times have you betrayed your own potential because you told yourself, "Tomorrow I'll start"? How many times have you looked at yourself in the mirror, knowing what you should do, but choosing comfort instead? Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you trade long-term greatness for short-term relief. You hand over your destiny for the cheap price of ease, and deep down, you know this. That's why regret is so heavy. It's the weight of wasted time, wasted strength, wasted chances. But here is the hope. You can change it now. You can stop depending on motivation and start building discipline. You can take the pain of today and transform it into strength for tomorrow. You can decide right now that your word to yourself is law, and nothing, no emotion, no circumstance, no excuse will break it. Remember this: every time you act with discipline, Even in the smallest task, you are rewiring your identity. You are telling yourself, I am someone who keeps promises. I am someone who shows up. I am someone who doesn't quit. And identity is more powerful than motivation. Identity builds momentum, and momentum builds destiny. Jordan Peterson once said that discipline is not about denying yourself joy, but about aligning your life with responsibility, meaning, and order. He teaches that chaos will always surround us, but discipline allows us to stand upright with strength in the middle of storms. In the same way, Carl Jung reminded us that until we make the unconscious conscious, it will rule our lives and we will call it fate. Discipline forces us to confront that unconscious resistance, to take control instead of being controlled. So, my friend, this is the challenge for you. Stop chasing feelings and start building foundations. Stop waiting for the spark and start swinging the hammer. Stop being a slave to emotions and start becoming a master of your actions. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, you will fail sometimes. Yes, you will feel weak, tired, and lost. But every single rep of discipline builds strength, builds resilience, builds the unshakable version of you that cannot be broken by failure, cannot be stopped by fear, and cannot be seduced by laziness. The world is filled with talented people who never went anywhere because they relied on motivation. But the world is led, transformed, and remembered by those who live by discipline. Which one will you be? If this message is reaching you, it's not by accident. It's because deep down, you know it's time to stop waiting. It's time to stop lying to yourself. It's time to stop depending on weak emotions and start creating strong habits. And if you believe this, take a step now, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Now, decide what you will do today and do it. Write it down, speak it aloud, share it with someone who needs this truth, and commit to it with the force of your word. Because your destiny is not built in moments of motivation. Your destiny is forged in the fire of discipline. If these words speak to you, don't keep them locked inside. Leave a comment below with this phrase, discipline over motivation. My destiny starts now. There is a truth that most people avoid because it terrifies them. Greatness is not given, it is built, and the price is always sacrifice. We live in a generation that craves rewards without effort, applause without struggle, and shortcuts without scars. But the road to building a meaningful life has no discounts, no free rides, no cheat codes. If you want to stand tall in a world that constantly tries to break you, you must first bend under the weight of discipline. You must embrace the lonely hours, the silent battles, and the invisible wars within yourself that no one else sees. Sacrifice is not glamorous. It doesn't look like the highlight reels on social media. It looks like waking up when your body begs to sleep. It looks like showing up at the gym when your mind screams, stay home. It looks like studying while others are partying, working while others are relaxing, and pushing forward when every part of you wants to quit. That is the battlefield where destinies are forged. Carl Jung once said, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain." He understood what most of the world refuses to accept, that transformation requires struggle. To sacrifice comfort is to gain clarity. To sacrifice ease is to gain strength. To sacrifice pleasure is to gain purpose. And yet, people run from sacrifice as if it were poison, when in reality, it is the medicine for a wasted life. Jordan Peterson echoes this truth. You must carry a burden to find meaning in your life. There is no escaping responsibility. Without sacrifice, there is nothing of value. And this is the message no one wants to hear, but everyone needs to. Your destiny is directly tied to what you are willing to give up. Think of the greatest athletes, the strongest leaders, the most unshakable men and women in history. They were not chosen randomly. They were shaped, sharpened, and refined by sacrifice. They denied themselves the easy path so they could carve the right one. They were mocked, doubted, and rejected, but they kept moving. They carried their crosses, not because it was pleasant, but because it was necessary. Even the Bible affirms this unchanging principle. Romans 12:1 says, "Offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship." Notice the word living sacrifice. That means every day, every choice, every moment of obedience is an offering. True greatness is not about what you gain. It is about what you are willing to lose for the sake of a higher purpose. But here is the paradox. Sacrifice doesn't weaken you. It strengthens you. The very things you give up are the things that were holding you back. Laziness, distraction, comfort, excuses. They are chains disguised as pleasures. And when you sacrifice them, you are not losing, you are being set free. You are not giving up your life, you are claiming it. Let me ask you directly, what are you sacrificing right now? Because if the answer is nothing, then don't be surprised if your life feels empty, meaningless, or stagnant. Growth demands payment, and the currency is sacrifice. I'll tell you the truth many will never dare to admit. Most people fail not because they are weak, but because they refuse to give up the very things that are destroying them. They cling to comfort, to entertainment, to bad habits, and then wonder why their dreams never manifest. But the path to transformation has always required the same toll: surrender. The problem is that our culture worships the illusion of balance. We are told that we can have it all without paying the price. But the man or woman who truly builds something that lasts knows that there are seasons where balance is impossible. There are times when you must be all in, when your friends won't understand you, when your family will question you, when the world will mock you. That is the price. Think of Jesus in Gethsemane, sweating drops of blood, praying, "Not my will, but yours be done." That moment was the ultimate picture of sacrifice. He gave up comfort, safety, and even his life because he knew that without sacrifice, there is no redemption, no transformation, no victory. And if the Son of God himself embraced sacrifice, who are we to think we can escape it? Discipline is sacrifice repeated daily. It is not a single dramatic moment, but 1,000 small decisions stacked on top of each other until they form a fortress of strength. Every yes to discipline is a no to weakness. Every step of sacrifice is a step toward destiny. The truth is simple but brutal. Comfort will not make you great, only sacrifice will. You can choose to suffer now in the pursuit of growth, or you will suffer later in the regret of mediocrity. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. So let me challenge you right now, don't just listen to these words, act. Don't just agree with the principle, live it. Ask yourself, what do I need to give up today so that my future self can be free? Maybe it's laziness, maybe it's fear, maybe it's the toxic voices that keep you small. Whatever it is, cut it off. Sacrifice it, because if you don't, life will sacrifice you instead. If this message is speaking to you right now, pause for a second and let it sink in. Don't just scroll. Write down one thing you will sacrifice today and hold yourself accountable. That is the first step to greatness. If this truth resonates with you, leave a comment below saying, "I choose sacrifice over comfort." Declare it publicly so your words become your commitment.